Yuzong as well, but they don't. They usually when we see in Esmeralda, you take away a Diroth. But here for Wawa Gaming, they don't care. They actually want iDynasty Esports to pick up the Diroth, but they pick up the Fredrin instead. So we do see that kind of insight onto them right now. As they pick up the Claude as well, they do have some frontline power with the Fredrin and the Faramis trying to be the ones to sustain in the lane. As Wawa Gaming finally picks up their jungler, it's gonna be a Paquito. So expect early game action coming in from Wawa Gaming. But also, despite because iDynasty Esports has a well-balanced composition. They have an assassin, they have tank, they have a really high scaling marksman that deals incredible amounts of AoE damage, which has a lot of synergy with the Farsa as well for that range, for that zoning control. They have sustain with the Faramis, but they're battling against a team that is highly aggressive but also self-sufficient. Small skirmishes would actually fit better for Wawa Gaming, except if the Gusion would be ahead. So that's the only key now of iDynasty Esports, to have that early edge. But other than that, Wawa Gaming might be very, very opposing towards this composition. They would try to split them up as much as possible.
When Wawa Gaming is known to have this, right? They pulled off a Fredrin and an Edith in the mid lane with two fighter sides as well. And this was a composition that we all really questioned, but they were able to pull off. Again, it does not matter. And I do agree, and I do have to put it out once again, Gigi. I told you the Esmeralda has been picked up, and most of the time the teams will pick up the Dyrot, and they didn't pick up the Dyrot, because they already secured the Gusion, right? So I was like, oh, they aren't gonna go for that super risky type of move wherein you put 33 back in the XP lane and then go for the Izzy in the gold lane. So I think my theory is right. I don't think Izzy's so comfortable with that Dyrot. So, I mean, despite the fact that it wasn't banned away, they were really waiting for them to, pick up the Dyrot, go ahead. But they still didn't. They pick up the Fredin instead, which I think is one of the most overlooked heroes as well. It has been given consecutive buffs in the recent patches, and I would say one of the best high sustain heroes as well, aside from the Esmeralda. So I was kind of curious as well while Wawa Gaming actually went for the Paquito, wherein the Fredrin was the direct answer to the Paquito. So let's see how Wawa Gaming and IDNS will go this time. It's going to be a very long day if IDNS manages to pull off another win up against this team that sent them to the lower bracket. So if ever they do make it to the grand final stage, they are constantly fighting. Like ever since like 2 p.m. today in the Mekong qualifiers, they've been playing again time and time again. But it's a good thing that they were able to get that 2-0 up against Nightmare Esports, sending them back home and eventually getting a very long break time as well. That 15 minutes was enough time for them to talk about what strategies they need to pull off against Wawa Gaming, which surprisingly got that reverse sweep up against them last time they faced off each other.
And this time, we're going to be seeing them face off once more here in the lower bracket finals. iDynasty Esports versus Wawa Gaming. This is game number 1 of the best of 3 series. Let's see who's going to be getting the momentum swing in their favor this time. As you do see, Paquito in the jungle. Given what you said earlier about the Fredrin and the Paquito hard counter, but your mind is going to be using the Paquito, so it's going to be an Esmeralda versus Fredrin. But before that, of course, let's check out top side as Respect falls down 33, picking up that kill. That is huge. We were anticipating Wawa Gaming to be the one aggressive in the early game, but no, we're wrong. iDynasty Esports is making some plays. Now they go towards remake with the help of Izzy to Lois, and he's going to be able to disengage now.
33 is the man of this game. The number you should remember, 33. 33 with this Claude pick that has been doing wonders for IDNS. Master Pawn gets pulled there by Zanri with the Shadow Stampede, and now Mizumek as well going to rotate aggressively towards this top side, knowing that Respect is the one that they need to put their attention towards too. And like what I mentioned earlier in the drafting phase, GG, if they are gonna let go of this Melissa, it means that they are prepared to take care of this. Look at Lois going all the way for respect as well. He is not yet level 4, unable to burst him down, but there is that pressure by IDNS rotating aggressively to that top lane. 3 members already towards that side, but they do have to go towards this turtle. Mizzy Mink forced to use that flicker, almost getting caught there by Wawa.
Yeah, you have to respect the possible burst coming in from Lois, and that's gonna be worth it. Using the flicker just to survive, as now they are grouping up once more here on the bot side river. Your mind starting the turtle up, but Zandy actually has a nice position towards a flank as Mizimic just tries to relocate himself. Zandy is taking a bit too much of that damage, and Pyrolex will finish him down. Now Mizimic gets pulled back into a fight. Masterfun finally falls down as well. Pyrolex chases this Gusion away. 1-for-1 trade at the very least, but Wawa Gaming will come on top, having the access now towards this turtle.
Pyder X's demonic force, right? Just demolished Zadri at that point. He had nowhere to go. He's only standing at a 1 HP. And now speaking of Zadri, he's gonna go all the way here, gonna go for the Shadow Stampede. But to no avail, your mind is gonna be able to get that turtle, the first turtle of the game, actually going to give them that 1k advantage up against IDNS right now, who has been going all aggressive up against Respect on that top side.
Yeah, Respect so far having a bit of a hard time in the laning phase due to that early gank coming in from Lois and Zandri, and having 33 pick up a kill to help him scale up a bit faster than this Melissa. Wawa Gaming, so pacing this slow given the circumstances that Dynasty Esports provided them. Now they group up towards top, but easy escape here for 33. He only is focusing on the farms. As now we're seeing Dynasty Esports ganking once more, this time towards Remake as he tries to fall back. But easy follow-up here by Easy towards Lois. And they will just get a couple of energy shields here in the bot lane.
Yeah, they're able to take down. They were able to take down Remake at that. It's going to continuously pressure this bottom side as well. And now Wawa Gaming is going to be struggling on where to go next. They are looking at a gang there onto the top side up against 33. The Demonic Force has been activated. But for IDNS, they are going to continuously pressure this lane on the bottom side, knowing that Remake has just respawned. So it's going to be a mirror move for both IDNS and Wawa Gaming. For both sides, they also get a kill, so definitely a win for IDNS. But for Wawa Gaming, they are going to be taking this tower on the top side. Nice pull there by Henry. He takes out 2, but the Demonic Force is too much. 2 kills for IDNS on the top side. Henry using that Shadow Stampede, getting 2 members of Wawa Gaming. They also get a tower on the bot side. A clear win. They spot Respect here in the bush side. It's just Busy Make and Zeri. They have all the range, but they don't overcommit. IDNS right now looking really good, fighting back up against Wawa Gaming's aggression as well.
Yeah, Wawa Gaming thought they had them in the bag when Masterpun pulled them back, but was a little bit late on that burst towards Zanri as he was able to pop out that Cult Altar, saving basically every single member of Dynasty Esports and them getting 2 kills as well. Now Pyrolex is starting soft with some dunks towards Zanri. He's already quite low, but still not enough to be forced to use that Cult Altar. As they get the turtle, Masterpun gets shredded down to pieces, but still able to survive as Pyrolex looks to fall back. Wawa Esports, Wawa Gaming as well. No casualties here for both teams, and Wawa Gaming get away with that objective.
You see how disciplined this time IDNS is. Like 33 went for the Blazing Duet, and knowing that Pyther X is in the area, he instantly stopped that Blazing Duet, BMI out, knowing that the Demonic Force will be a big problem for IDNS. Yeah. They disengage from that, and instead they're gonna go for this tower. Predators are gonna be committed on the backside. Respect gonna get bursted down there, but Lois, as well as the rest of the members of IDNS, are gonna get the Cult Altar, get cheated on death. But Pyder X as well is going to activate that Demonic Force. He's still up, gets the Shadow Stampede, but Mizzy Mink will be the trade-off, as well as Lois there on the top side. Another win for Wawa Gaming this time.
Yeah, it started off with a nice setup there by Dynasty Esports and a bit of interruption there towards respect. He thought that he would have enough backup at that time, but wasn't that much coordinated with your mine and Master Pun. So Dynasty Esports quickly went with a burst with the help of Lois towards respect. But what they did not anticipate is the whole team of Wawa Gaming going towards top. And now as they fight towards mid, Master Pun might actually get taken out here. But nice back away by your mind. Blazing Duet gonna get thrown now as Relay joins the fight. Your mind already dead. He tries to deal some damage here onto Izzy. Zanri no longer has the Cold Altar, but won't need it for now. They get a kill, they disengage, they can reset for the next turtle.
I love how IDNS is playing this so well. They know when to go all the way in. They know when to disengage. Now, Wawa Gaming Fighter X is going to be proving to be the biggest threat here for IDNS. Already standing at the 2-1-2. Knowing how IDNS wants to go for those dives, wants to go for the engage. They disengage immediately if they see Fighter X has that demonic force activated. And not to mention that Master Pun has been making this very nice I am offended onto 3 or 2 members of IDNS, causing them to back away as well. Now, IDNS standing at 7 kills. They are also on the gold lead. They need to take down the towers here, buying some time for 33, which, by the way, is still untouched in this game, as well as Izzy using this Fredrin very well, soaking up the damage for IDNS, knowing for a fact that Zanri is going to be focused more on the sustaining side, mostly on the cult altars. So here comes the first lord of the game, 8 minutes in. IDNS still on the lead right now. They are looking to have that revenge up against Wawa Gaming that sent them to this very, very tight spot right now.
So far, they're fighting really hard, doing a lot of work across the map, getting a couple of kills and objectives as well. Wawa Gaming now initiating once more as Lloyd actually has a nice flank from the side. You need to be very careful as the burst of this Gushin is gonna be incredible. Goes for another one as he gets that double. Your mind trades him out, but I do not sleep. Esports goes in with a blazing door, letting everybody out as Wawa Gaming loses 4. Only able to pick up the kill onto Lois. Your mind cannot do anything as he watches his tower fall down. Dynasty Esports maybe eyeing on the Lord, but they have to go back to their base first.
Oh, you see how IDNS was able to play that out so well. This is kind of why this is the reason why they went for. I mean, aside from the fact about my theory that Izzy is not so comfortable with the Dyrot. Izzy with this Fredrin was soaking up so much damage, and right after that, despite the fact that there was the demonic force, there was the falling star moon, all that Sandry needed to do was pop that cult altar at the moment Izzy needed it the most. He was able to sustain all of the damage. I just played this Fredlin last night. I would have to say that I do agree that it has one of the highest sustain next to the Esmeralda. So it has pretty much a melee range, a good range as well. So if you are able to position yourself well, and with IDNS with 33 on this Claude that hasn't had any deaths just yet, with one blazing to wit, you can actually get taken down in an instant. And that was how IDNS was able to play or able to win that mid lane earlier on, was able to take down 4 before a major team fight. But now Master Pun gonna get that I am offended onto Zanri, gonna pop that cold altar better airstrike from the backside. Respect goes down, and your might as well. Look at the damage from the blazing to wit. It's a double kill for Mizzy Mink, despite the demonic force gonna be proving to be a trouble for IDNS. Instead, they get 4 members once again with the high sustain and the high burst damage coming in from them. Definitely not what Wawa Gaming wanted to happen. They go straight for this Lord in the 10-minute mark.
Yeah, and there's nothing that Wawa Gaming can do. This is the problem that they are experiencing right now. The incredible amount of burst and the high sustain due to this Faramis pick. A while ago, before that fight, the initial fight that Dynasty Esports won, wherein they got a 4-for-1 trade in the mid lane as well. I want to commend Lois on that flank because here's their strategy, right? Xandri and Izzy soak up some damage. They try to bait out and sustain as much as possible. Bizumink goes on a long-range bombardment with a feathered airstrike. 33 goes in with the Blazing Duet and easily going out, of course, with a BMI. But Lois is gonna be there for the cleanup. He's always going for a flank, waiting for the perfect opportunity to go in, make some burst, and clean everybody out. And that has been their pattern ever since they have been grouping up against Wawa Gaming. And now with the Lord marching onto their base, it's going to be an easy push here for Iden Asleep Esports because they have the better team fighting right now. There's nothing that Wawa Gaming can do. They cannot isolate them. They cannot split them up. They have to commit on another 5v5 team fight as Pyrex goes in but can no longer go out. Goes onto the heaven instead as now they lose their inhibitor tower. Lois again with the first, nearly getting one, but actually finish him up with another cast on his S2. Now Remake trying to join the fight, but can he actually do so? He's taking a lot of damage here from the Blazing Duet. Now Iden Asleep Esports fall back. They're satisfied with what they've gotten, because right now we're seeing a whopping 6,000 gold lead at 13 minutes into the game as Iden Asleep Esports looks to get another inhibitor tower. Nothing that Wawa Gaming can do. Lois with an obliteration on that HP for your mind. And Iden Asleep Esports looking very strong.
Yep, you see that taunt coming from Izzy. He's able to taunt the heck out of your mind, and eventually Lois just went in for that incandescence. Blows away your mind in an instant with the combo of the Gusion 40 seconds before the Lord. This is not going to be wise for Wawa Gaming to I think they might actually contest for this one. They do have the tools for it. They got the Demonic Force, they got the Folly Star Moon, and they also have Respect here. But the biggest problem is IDNS is able to outstain all of those things that Wawa Gaming has been throwing at them. IDNS already standing at an 18 kills up against Wawa Gaming, which only had 5 after all those team fights that have been executed so well by IDNS. They're now looking to have that revenge match. But again, this was the same thing that IDNS had up against Wawa Gaming in the upper bracket semis, wherein they won the first game, but Wawa Gaming was able to have that reverse sweep. Right now, IDNS knowing fully how Wawa Gaming is able to play, how they play actually. They're going to go straight for this Lord, wasting no time, securing it for themselves. The Luminous Lord goes to IDNS in the 14-minute mark.
And Wawa Gaming simply cannot do anything right now. They wanted to contest. They wanted to at least try to maybe steal out this Lord, but they know the risk. They know that this can be the game-ending moment, but even if they don't contest this objective, things are looking very dim for them now in this game number 1, as we're already seeing a Luminous Lord marching into the mid lane with Iden Asleep Esports only having to need to push top side. And we already talked about this. The Lord, when it's not in below half HP, it's very difficult to take it out, as Wawa Gaming desperately tries to do some damage on this Lord. Iden Asleep Esports slowly are closing in. They focus on the wave on the top side, letting them get a couple of damage towards the turret. But now, as they look to commit Remake, but hit by the S1 here of the Gusion, he respects him back for now, looking to maybe close things out. Respect took a lot of damage already. Cold Altar denies all casualties for Iden Asleep Esports, and it's not gonna be the same here for Wawa Gaming as they look for the end, as game number 1 gonna be won here by Iden Asleep Esports.
Revenge right now. IDNS going for the first game, instantly getting a match point for the second game up against the remaining Laos team. GG. Good game, well played, but we still have one more match for the next round, and I would have to say that IDNS has pulled off that very nice burst from the backline. They also got enough sustain with the Fredrin, and they also got the Cult Altar, which is just proving to us so why the Faramis has been so useful in the clashes, as well as in all of the games, why this has been a priority pick as well for all of the teams so far in the Mekong Qualifier.
Iden Asleep Esports has demonstrated how well they